Good afternoon, Excellencies, Sherpas, heads of delegations, esteemed delegates from G20 countries, invited countries, international organizations. We are going to start our third Sherpa meeting with this session. I have the honor to invite Indian Sherpa Shri Amitabh Kant to begin the inaugural session of this meeting. So please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all the distinguished Sherpas who've assembled here today. Let me take this opportunity of welcoming all of you to the third Sherpa meeting during India's G20 presidency in this very historic city of Hampi in Karnataka. Hampi is one of the greatest heritage sites, as you will see in the coming days, and we would like you all to explore this great heritage site. Ladies and gentlemen, we've covered several miles together in this G20 journey, both in terms of traveling to culturally rich destinations in India for the meetings, and we've substantially discussed matters of interest to us as G20 over the last two Sherpa meetings in Udaipur in Rajasthan and Kumaragam in Kerala. The third Sherpa meeting will continue the momentum as we gear up to work together to co-create and draft the New Delhi Declaration to be adopted by our G20 leaders in September 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, our leader, the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, has set the foundation for the G20 presidency, and he stated that G20 should be inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented, and have decisive outcomes, especially for those in need around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our deliberations for the next couple of weeks and months will continue across the 6 pillars that our presidency has set for our core priorities, which include accelerating inclusive, resilient, and sustainable growth, accelerating progress on sustainable development goals, technological transformation and digital public infrastructure, multilateral institutions for the 21st century, Green Development Pact and Lifestyle for Sustainable Development, and Women-led development. As you've already seen, we've drafted the Leaders' Declaration based on your very positive and constructive inputs that we received on the zero draft. I wanted to personally thank all of you because we've received inputs and comments from almost all the countries, all the G20 members, almost all our invited guests, and almost all the IOs. So we are truly grateful because the comments have also been very, very constructive, very, very positive. Ladies and gentlemen, the cross-cutting nature of these issues is reflected in these documents. As of now, 4 ministerial meetings have been held, and the outcome document and chair summaries for Education Working Group, Tourism Working Group, Agriculture Working Group, and Development Working Group have been published. Most of the ministerial meetings for the other working groups are scheduled in the coming weeks, and outcomes from these meetings will further firm up the content of the Leaders' Declaration, and these inputs which will come in from here have been put in brackets. The Foreign Ministers meeting and the first G20 Finance Ministers and the Central Bank Governors FMC BGM have been held, as you are all aware. Parallelly, various engagement groups have shared their communique and outcome documents, and wherever we are still awaiting a formal declaration, like in the finance ministers meeting, we've kept that in blue track. So working groups in brackets and finance track in blue color. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges the world faces are unprecedented. This requires the G20 Sherpas as envoys of their leaders to take bold decisions and commit to stronger action that will define not only our present but also safeguard our future generations. And I would request all of you to be very, very ambitious, even more ambitious than what we've been, even more action oriented than what we've been, and we'll greatly benefit from your ambitions. Over the next couple of weeks, I would also like to see the spirit of one family amongst all of us, and so that we can work with the spirit of cooperation, collaboration, and consensus. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've done right now is to move straight away instead of, so that we can get forward with actual finalization of the draft declaration based on your inputs. What we've decided is, what we feel is that from 2:30 to 4:30 today, we will take your inputs on the revised draft, paras 1 to 8, which is the preamble, and para 49 to 52, which is the conclusion. That is on the preamble and conclusion, para 1 to 8 and para 49 to 52. We will be greatly benefited by G20's inputs, which will be 3 minutes into 20, about 60 minutes. The guests, 2 minutes into 9, which is about 18 minutes. And if they are keen to take the floor, and IO's 13 into 2, 26 minutes if they would like to take the floor. We'll go by specific requests today. Ladies and gentlemen, our view is that on day 2, that is tomorrow morning, from 7:30 to 9, we have the sofa talks. And from 9 to about 1 o'clock, we will discuss the Section A, Accelerated, Inclusive, Sustainable and Resilient Growth, para 9 to 15. We will also discuss Section F, that is Gender Equality and Empowering All Women and Girls, para 41 to 44. And here we'll have a 4-hour session, G20 3 minutes, guests 2 minutes, only if they request for floor,